Fearless. Fearless men of God who serve fearlessly. I'm impressed, and you should be too. My name's Tim, the BTWN guy. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Today is January 18, 2022. A few days ago, I posted this article. John MacArthur is the last man standing. You can read that and get more at btwnnews.org. However, right after that was posted on my website, this was posted on Protestia. Thousands of American pastors preach in solidarity with Canadian Christians crushed by dynamic new law. And why did thousands of American pastors preach in solidarity? Because of what Pastor John MacArthur did. Pastor John MacArthur is pictured, of course, in this thumbnail. And on the far right is Pastor James Coates, who reached out to Pastor John MacArthur and said, hey, this is the bill that's being pushed, this is the bill that's been passed in Canada. It's wicked, it's demonic. What can you do? Pastor John encouraged others to preach on January 16th, 2 days ago. And many men, not just 3 or 4, preached fearlessly. And at the end of this video, I'm going to encourage you to send me a link of your pastor. If he joined in, thousands of pastors joined in. If your pastor joined in, I want you, let me tell you right now, to email me a link to your pastor's sermon from January 16th to btwnnews@gmail.com. btwnnews@gmail.com. I'm going to make a blog post including this video, which has links to all 4 of these men's fearless sermons. And then I would like to include a link to your pastor's sermon as well. This is the gentleman on the far left. Let me tell you why he is absolutely fearless and a great encouragement to me and should be to you as well. This is Pastor Tim Stevens of Fairview Baptist Church in Calgary, Canada. He preached on Sunday a sermon called The Beauty of Biblical Sexuality from Genesis chapters 1 and 2. Pastor Tim has been in prison in the past year because he refused to close his church down and adhere to illogical Canadian COVID restrictions. He's been in jail for Jesus Christ. He has. And now his country passes a law saying that, you know what? It's illegal for you to encourage anyone with an anti-biblical sexual worldview. It's illegal for you to try to convert them to a biblical view of sexuality. And what does he do? Even having been arrested multiple times and imprisoned, he preaches boldly against his government's wicked law. He does it fearlessly. Link to this sermon and all 4 of the sermons in the description of this video. These men are fearless. Many men are fearless. Again, I'm just highlighting 4 of them. Okay? I know that there are many pastors who are barely noticed outside of their little communities or home church. There are many home church pastors that are completely fearless, and I want to recognize them as well. That's why I'm asking you to send me some links if you happen to have them. This is my friend Jordan Hall. He's this man right here. He also joined Pastor John MacArthur this past Sunday and fearlessly preached on biblical sexuality. Jordan Hall preached from Genesis chapter 19. Again, you can get the link to his sermon in the description of his video. Pastor Jordan Hall is in a court battle right now because he refuses to adhere to, let's just say, proper pronouns or delusions of those who have body dysphoria. Pastor Jordan Hall refuses to call a transgender person by their preferred pronoun. He stands on biblical principles that state that God made people a particular way, and to reject that is to sin against a holy, righteous God. Another link in the description of this video is the Religious Liberty Fund. I want to encourage you to give to the Religious Liberty Fund. This is a fund that right now is paying for Pastor Jordan Hall's, this man right here, paying for his legal fees. Big time lawyers going after him right now. God knows the outcome that's going to happen, but he needs help financially with paying for lawyers. Fearlessly, Jordan Hall, not backing down to the culture, not compromising at all through his writings and through his sermons. Matter of fact, in this sermon that is linked below, he says that this sermon that he preached a couple days ago on biblical sexuality could be used against him in court. But you know what? He's moving on. He's being faithful, and God bless him. He is not backing down, and he is preaching biblically, even if it's going to hurt him. Please look for the link in the description of this video for the Religious Liberty Fund and consider giving financially to the fund that helps him in court. That's my friend Jordan Hall. This, of course, is Pastor James Coates. He's the one who reached out to Pastor John MacArthur, and he preached this past Sunday. A link to his sermon is in the description of this video. He preached a sermon titled The Wrath of God Revealed, Romans 1:18 through 32. All three of these sermons, from James Coates, from Tim Stevens, and Jordan Hall, excellent sermons. I want you to take the time. Take the time. You have time to watch my video. Go and watch these videos. John MacArthur's sermon. It's hard to find unless you have Grace Media app. You can't get it on your desktop. You can get it on your iPad, your iPhone, or your Google device as well, your Android device, but you can't get it on your computer desktop. You can watch my review of Pastor John's sermon from January 16th on my website. Here it is, my review of his sermon. My review is 30 minutes long. Obviously, it contains his sermon and my commentary on it as well. Link in the description of this video. Fearless men, praise the Lord with all the things that are going on in our land. There are men like these four men who are fearless. I posted this not long ago, and John MacArthur is the last man standing. And some of you just pointed out how sad that is, that, you know what, he's the last man standing. And really what we were getting to is the fact that all those famous pastors that he used to hang out with, that he used to have at the Shepherd's Conference, he used to go to Together for the Gospel, great, mighty pillars. I could name them off. You know them. I'd miss some, but he's completely ignored in this. People he used to rub shoulders with, mighty pillars who have fallen by the wayside. But these massively popular, huge platformed men who used to stand firm, they don't stand with John MacArthur anymore. But perhaps your pastor does. and these three men do, and thousands of others men do. So we can rejoice. Fearless men putting their freedom on the line. Pastor John as well. Fearless. Remember a year and a half during the COVID, Grace Community Church versus LA County, Grace Community Church versus the state of California. John MacArthur was looking at time. Like he's going to lock him up. 80 years old, they're going to lock him up for not adhering to the COVID crisis mandates. And what did Pastor John say? Well, I've had a lot of ministry, but maybe I'll start a prison ministry now. Fearless men of God, not backing down. I admire them. I'm sure you do too. Let's stand with them. Consider the religious liberty. What was it? The Religious Liberty Fund. Consider that. Link in the description. And also pray for these men. Pray for them. Pray that God would protect them and bless them and use them, continue to use them. And also, hey, send me a link if your pastor joined with John MacArthur. Send me a link. btwnnews@gmail.com. Share this video with others. You know what? There's so many things to be concerned about. There's so many reasons to perhaps worry, which would be sinful, but we don't want to do that. We want to rejoice together. We want to rally together biblically and encourage one another. We can do that as we look to men of God who are fearless. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, share this video, and my prayer is that God would bless each and every one of you. Till next video, take care. See ya.